Football season. It's one of the most popular betting seasons across the board. The National Football League, of course, takes center stage. You're probably making a couple of mistakes, or maybe you're just intimidated by betting a parlay in the first place, or you're putting together 6, 7, 8, 9, 15 leg parlays and wondering why each and every time you're missing by 1 to 2 to 3, or maybe all 15 legs, which, by the way, is an accomplishment in its own right. Trust me, I've been there. All right, so let's look at this. Betting NFL parlays. What to do, biggest mistakes that have been made, and why a site like oddshopper.com is your best friend. The first thing you want to do is stop loading up on heavy favorites. What you're doing is you're adding 3 or 4 legs and making him a huge 5-leg monster just to get to even money. Why? Because you're guaranteeing in your head that a minus 500 favorite is not going to lose. There's just no way this team at minus 650 is going to lose this game. It only takes one. And as we've seen, especially over time, these are dangerous plays. So when you're just putting together heavy favorites, you want to make sure that you're getting the best line first and foremost. That's where OddsShopper comes in. The other part of this, too, is you don't want to load up just to load up. You want to make sure that whatever process you have in going through each game and picking a side and a total or whatever else you're parlaying together, that it makes sense. You can't just blindly take a minus 1,000 play or prop and expect it to hit, even at the suggested break-even point, because you're going to lose money over time. My goodness. Stop putting together these 7-leg parlays that pay plus 180. You're putting together and doing way too much. Just bet a dog at plus 190 and you'll win more than asking 4 or 5 things to happen in a row. The other thing that I want to mention, alt numbers. People like to get in the way. If it's a teaser at a full 6, although the books usually control those, which is fine, 6, 6.5, and also just pushing numbers individually through alt lines or totals. So let's start with the teaser. You should always be teasing through primarily 3 numbers, right? 3, key number of all key numbers, 7 and 6. With the addition of the 2 points and some other scoring variables, I get it, numbers are shifting, maybe 8. But the reality is that if you are teasing every single time, if you are teasing through 3, 6, 7, you're in good shape. Shout out to Walt from WalterFootball.com. Constant reminder, 14 is a bigger key number than 10. You may think, oh, well, I got the 8. 14 is bigger than 10. So if you are teasing big numbers, always make sure that you are teasing up or down, depending on the dog or a favorite, that you are teasing through 14 like you would 3, 6, and 7. All right, so when it comes to alt numbers, you also want to be aware of key numbers, but a lot of times just bringing something down, moving something from 6 to 5, from 6 to 4, it's not going to help you. Moving off of a key number will. If you would like to bet a team from 3 to minus 2.5, use OddsShopper. We have alt lines. It's a really good spot now to make sure that A, the bet is plus EV, and B, that you're getting the best line. Why? Games that will finish on 3 way more than any other number, right? We know that. So if you're betting a favorite and you're moving through 3, you're going to pay a price. The same as with the dog. If I, of all people, am letting you know this and relaying this here to you, trust me, the books do as well. So you want to be aware of what you're teasing and what you're moving as far as alt totals are concerned. 41, 51, these are prime numbers that you want to tease through if you are ever, which I do not suggest, moving an alt total or teasing a total, which I do not suggest. Best thing you can do is tease NFL point spreads. I'll let Raza and Gajeski remind you about the world of college football, but the only thing I ever tease, and this is from people that are way smarter than me and way more successful at this than me, NFL point spreads. You're not gaining any other edge. You may think you are, but you're not. If you are moving these totals, Move it through 41. Move it through 51. Those would be the two that I think you can build off and move forward with. Other than that, stop moving these just to buy a point, just to buy a point on the scoreboard on top of that, like a total is concerned. So what we have here so far, a couple of suggestions, best ways now, the best practice now to build a winning parlay comes in a couple of ways. Here's the thing. Let's look at a couple of key things that should jump out when you're actually building a parlay. Reminder, if you don't want to do any work at all, zero work, OddsShopper has a parlay builder for you. OddsShopper will go across each book, whatever book you want to bet. We have promo codes that you can sign up for each and every one of them, probably below me right now. So you can go to the OddsShopper site and you can go to the parlay builder. In fact, if you don't want to sign up for the whole site, which you're getting crazy, you can go for the parlay builder. So, hey, all I want to do this year in the NFL is build parlays. I don't want to do the work. Let the OddsShopper tool build it for me. And that's what you'll get. You'll get a full-on build here. Or you go through your own process now that you're a little smarter about mistakes you've made or have seen others make. So the big thing here is the more you add, as always, the less likely this thing will hit. That's how odds work. Things need to happen. It may make sense. Oh, this is a lock. This is a jam. This team's going to crush them. Throw that stuff out. Just throw it out. Narratives may work at times. Numbers may work at times. Trends may work at times. Never, ever be beholden to just one. Never go and say, well, this trend thing worked for me for 3 weeks. I'm going to stick with it. Use everything as ingredients to the final dish, which is your bet. So make sure that you are constantly looking around, because one trend that may jump out, oh, this is amazing. This team is fantastic when it comes to Thursday. You may see 6 or 7 other trends. You may see narratives. You may see injury. You may see travel. You may see weather. These things, injuries to the offensive line, injuries to the defensive line. Pay attention. Pay attention. And now it's time to build. So you have all of your information here. If you are teasing, you can only tease through 3, 6, and 7, or 14. So we're going to put that over there. And instead, we're just going to take 3 plays. 3 should be a key. 2 is great. 2 is fantastic. But you're not putting together, remember, 2 minus 300s just to get to plus 150. So the key now is to find your favorite plays. If you like points with the dog, wait. Usually that team is going to get a little more points. If you like the favorite, you should probably get ahead of it early in the week. Sometimes it's tough. Money lines, spreads, make sure it makes sense. If there's a team minus 2.5 versus minus whatever it may be, the equation that you should get on the money line, don't just jam the money line in there. There's no real difference as far as end of game spread, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1. Win the game, cover the spread. That's essentially what that's asking a team to do. Don't sacrifice value in your parlay by moving off of a number that's not key. If it's minus 3.5 and you want to take a little extra chunk on the money line, I understand it. At that point, you may even look for a bigger payday by adding another scenario like that. So look for similar situations. Who you're following, what you're following, add them together. Player props. You have a ton of player props now. A ton of player props to choose from. When you're building a parlay, each one of these should be bet individually. Each one of these should stand alone as individual bets, not only from reason, but with your wallet behind it to back. These are simple, easy ways that you can now become a smarter bettor, especially when it comes to parlays in the NFL, which ain't easy. I'm here to tell you that. But you have a friend in the OddsShopper Premium tool.